I booked a flight to Portugal yesterday and I will be flying out in a couple of hours. And while there has been a lot to organize, packing my personal item bag for the flight was easy. I've done it hundreds of times, and in today's video, I'll be sharing my in-flight essentials as well as my not so essential items, but the ones that are very nice to have for a long flight. So let's kick things off with the essential items that every traveler should be putting inside of their personal item bag for the airplane. This bag is intended to go under the seat in front of you, so you will always have access to it and it should always be in sight. The most important items would be your passport and your wallet with things like your ID and money, as well as any travel documents that you may be carrying. You'll also want to put any electronics such as a laptop or an e-reader as well as your phone inside of your personal item bag, and make sure that you have all of the charging cables that go with these devices with you as well. Another essential item would be any prescription medication as well as prescription glasses, or even, like in my case, those custom mouth guards if you use them at night. Anything that you cannot easily replace should go in your personal item bag. Also, let us know down in the comments which city you will be flying to next. It's going to be my first time in Lisbon and I am very excited. Ladies, that will also include your birth control. Your body will be a little bit confused if you're changing time zones, and you definitely don't want to mess with that as well. The pill kind. I don't think you will need the other kind while you're in the plane. And while I consider absolutely everything that I bring in my personal item to be essential to me, I would say those three things that I just mentioned are the most essential for every traveler. These are the other things that I will always take with me that you may want to consider packing as well. A change of clothes. The reason that you want to have these in your personal item is in the case that your carry-on suitcase was checked, at least you will have a change of clothes when you arrive at your destination. But the main reason that I like to have an extra pair of clothing with me is because drinking on an airplane is an art. I will spill coffee on myself when I'm sitting at my desk, so you better believe I'm going to do it when I'm in the sky, drinking out of a tiny cup, and there's any turbulence going on. You do not want to spill on yourself and end up having to sit in sticky, damp, soda-filled clothing for the duration of a long flight. Also, little packets of sanitizing wipes have saved me many times in the past, and when you travel with these little packs, they can go through airport security without needing to go in your liquids bag. I will also carry a thermos onto the plane and will always fill it up with water from the airport before I board a flight. And the reason that I carry a thermos as opposed to a regular water bottle is because the thermos can contain hot items as well as cold items. So it's much more versatile and can be used in many different ways on the flight as well as during your trip. I will also take a small pill container with me with an assortment of over-the-counter medication such as Tylenol, Advil, Gravol, as well as melatonin. Melatonin is a non-habit-forming sleep aid, and while I will not take it on the plane, it is an essential item to me for my first night at a new destination after I've changed time zones. I find it just very helpful to get on a regular sleep schedule, which is what is going to save you from jet lag that could potentially ruin your trip. I also like to keep a pair of sunglasses with me, especially if you are on a long flight. There will probably be a period of time where the cabin lights are dimmed and then your eyes are going to adjust to the darkness, and it can be quite painful if you have sensitive eyes like I do when passengers will open the window shades upon landing and all of that bright sunlight pours in. The air in the plane is also very dry, so if you are prone to having dry eyes, you may also want to bring some eye drops with you. While my eyes don't get too dry, my face and my lips certainly do, which is why I will carry a small moisturizer as well as lip balm with me at all times on a flight. I do also eat the plane food that is often provided during a long-haul flight, but I will also pack a few TSA-friendly snacks with me that are also non-perishable, such as a protein bar. I'll also pack a pen with me, which I would actually say is an essential item in case you do need to fill out any forms, but more so I use it because I bring a journal as well. I find having the time on the plane where you are completely disconnected can be some of the best times to get those very good ideas or even get your thoughts out on paper. I get all of my best video ideas on plane rides. In terms of entertainment, I will also make sure that I download some Netflix shows as well as some podcasts onto my phone to access offline during the flight, as well as load some ebooks onto my Kindle. Lately, I've been swapping the business books for fiction books after reading The 7 Husbands of Evelyn Hugo. Great book. I've been chasing another great story to get lost in. Let us know down in the comments what the last book you read or listened to as an audiobook was. And speaking of getting lost in, noise-canceling headphones. I used to think that these were overrated and that traveling around with these big boys was just not practical, but now I'm a little bit hooked. Even for my work life, I'll be sitting at my desk with these on while listening to safari house music, of all things. My ideal plane setup to get a sense of privacy, even on a full flight in economy, would be to have these headphones on, as well as my eye mask, which is another essential, and then my hood up as well. You might look a little bit crazy, but no one wants to talk to the crazy person, so it's kind of nice. I'll sometimes also use those terrible headphones that the flight attendants will pass out that connect to the entertainment system, then put those in my ear, and then put these on top. It definitely works. If I am low on space, I will not pack these and instead just bring a pair of AirPods. And because I am not a superhuman, I also come off the plane looking like absolute garbage and like to have a hairbrush as well as some minimal makeup with me. In terms of organizing all of these in-flight essentials, I will actually take a small packable day bag and I will put the things that I want to access during the flight inside of this bag. So that would be things like my Kindle, my phone, and my phone charging cord. The reason that I'll separate these items out even further is that on the off chance that there is overhead bin space available, I will actually put my personal item backpack into the bin over my head and then just keep a smaller in-flight bag with me at my seat. You could use a small packable day pack like I do, but a sling or a fanny pack is also going to work quite well. And one other thing that I will keep inside of this day bag is going to be this tiny little pouch. It has 8 kind of weird and unexpected items in it that I will take with me on every flight. But since I did a full video explaining what the heck is in here, I will link that down in the description for you to watch next. And you'll also find a free download that is a checklist of all of the items that I mentioned in today's video to help you remember what you should consider packing for your next flight. Hopefully you found this video helpful, and if you did, definitely consider subscribing. My name's Megan, and I share weekly travel tips and hacks and would love to see you back here next week. Safe travels. Bye. And if you are still here, hello! You might be interested in why I booked a flight yesterday and why I'm flying out today. It was not because a last-minute flight to Europe was a good deal. It's absolutely not. Please book in advance. But instead, my mother and father are in Portugal at the moment, and we always joked that I would fly down and meet them. But then with the flight prices, I decided I would not go. Well, I talked to them on the phone yesterday and I got serious FOMO about missing this time with them, especially with my dad. He's in his 80s and hopefully we will have many more opportunities to travel together, but you never know. My parents have absolutely no idea that I'm coming, but I know where their hotel is, so I plan to just arrive and then knock on their door like housekeeping, have them open it and be completely surprised. Hopefully happily surprised. Okay, that's all. Bye. For real this time.